Lynn, you gotta do the script.
Oh, sorry. I was a little bit hypnotized by this Vegas red metallic paint. Okay, this is the BMW 330i. And in a word, I guess you could say I'm dazzled.
Starting with how it looks, the exterior doesn't change all that much for this model year. It gets some tweaks to the LED headlights and taillights. Yes, a standard refresh fare, but you can now get it in this spectacular Vegas red metallic and Arctic race blue.
I like how this car looks. I think the kidneys are well proportioned for the size of the car. I like how the headlights are integrated into it. Overall, I think this gives good face.
The rest of the exterior remains unfussy, and that's great. It's got clean lines, great proportions, nice dash-to-axle ratio, and it is exceedingly pleasing to the eye, at least to mine.
Lynn!
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe it's time to get inside, just to, be safe.
The interior sees some changes too. There's a new steering wheel with a flat bottom on the 330i, and there are new materials and trim options like open pore wood and brushed aluminum. There are two upholstery options. The first is a perforated Sensitech, which is a synthetic leather, but of course you can get leather as an option too.
Of course, I'm 5'4". I have plenty of room in the front seat, plenty of headroom as well, legs. But let's check out the back seat because this is a compact sport sedan. Could be problematic for someone sitting back here, but you know what? If your tall friends are the lucky people, they're not maybe gonna pick shotgun, they're gonna pick back here because behind me, there's a ton of room. I could fit my feet under here. There's like little indentations for your knees. They might have a little bit of trouble when it comes to the roof. I've only got that much, but I've got a long torso. So overall, it's pretty good. Now, this is not exactly like Mike Danger position, but I could imagine that the more you pull this thing back, the less comfortable your long-leggedy friends are going to be.
Covering the rest of this interior, I'm really pleased. This massive screen and digital instrument cluster look great. They really create a centerpiece for the driver and they're very easy to use. It's an intuitive feeling setup visually, and it features BMW's new iDrive 8.5. Over the years, BMW have refined this system, and I feel as though it's better than ever.
Apple CarPlay and Android Auto really work seamlessly in this whole system and wirelessly, which I should say. Now, in the past, BMW has been known for kind of overwhelming people with a lot of apps and widgets, but we're gonna go into here and I'm gonna show you that, you see here, like this was just like, oh my gosh, so many. But I will say this, I do like that they've kind of integrated yours for the for your Apple CarPlay in here. But you can organize these in infotainment ones or vehicle ones, so it kind of cuts down a little bit on the sheer volume of them. The other thing that you can do is you can swipe down and you can put some of your most used widgety things right here, and that makes it a whole lot easier. I'm gonna give BMW massive kudos here. They've made this a lot more simple. The graphics are great, they're quick. I think it looks terrific, and it's a lot easier to use. So I might be dazzled.
Temperature controls are easier, and you can use voice commands to take care of certain functions while you're driving. Plus, there's interior ambient lighting. I'm digging pink with my red car. Love it.
But chances are you're not buying the BMW 330i because of the color or because of the cool gizmos inside the car. You're buying it because you want to drive it. So let's talk about how it drives. First things first, this thing gets powered by a 2-liter twin turbo inline 4. Yeah, I know that people are gonna be like, it should be more, but it does get the advantage of a 48-volt mild hybrid, which is terrific. It makes 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, and don't be super judgy yet, because this, guys, even though it's an inline 4, it's still a lot of fun on wheels.
Peak power comes between 4,700 and 6,500 RPMs, and max torque at a lovely and low 1600 RPM. With this engine mated to a smooth shifting 8-speed automatic transmission, you're looking at minimal lag when mashing your foot into the throttle. And thanks to that mild hybrid motor, you're looking at better fuel economy than the previous model year.
Power delivery feels smooth, whether you're in Comfort or Sport Plus. I'm really enjoying the way that this drivetrain is combined. And here's the deal, if it's not downshifting quite as quickly as I would like it to, well then I just use paddle shifters. I can pull it back into S mode so that I can shift manually while I'm driving on these really fun, great mountain roads. So while I feel like this is, yes, an entry-level car, I don't necessarily feel like I've made a ton of compromises. And when you throw it in Sport Plus, little bit of a bonus, I actually like the way that the engine sounds. Now, I'm not 100% sure, I can't guarantee that they're not just pumping that into the cabin, but so what? It's not displeasing.
As for how it handles,
well, that I'm going to say feels kind of dazzling too. I like how it turns in. It's nice and quick. It feels really balanced in corners. I can really kind of explode out of them too and not feel like I'm losing any grip. I feel nice and secure while I'm on the road. The different suspension settings when I'm in Comfort, it's nice and comfortable. Right now, I'm in Sport Plus. No, it does not go like full on gnarly, hardcore, like teeth rattling. That's great, that's fine. I'm still really enjoying this drive a lot. It's, it's comfortable, it's sporty. I think it does everything that you want it to do as far as the suspension goes. When I first got into this car, I just had a huge smile on my face, and after having driven it for a couple of days, I feel the same way.
Now, what's it like without the M Sport suspension? Well, I can't say. I'm not sure it's going to be as satisfying, but until BMW gives me one to drive, I won't be able to comment on it. The 330i across the board gets some chassis improvements, but again, haven't driven the one with the standard suspension.
The brakes are an interesting situation. They are really set up and tuned for sport driving. They are very grabby right up at the top of the pedal. They do get a little kind of soft and mushy once you get into the pedal, but when you're out on a mountain road like this, that's really terrific. When I'm driving in Comfort mode and it does feel a little bit like, ay, yikes, right up at the top of that pedal, it's not as great, but I have a feeling that you drive this car for a couple of days, a week, and you make an adjustment to that pedal feel quickly.
Steering gives me no complaints. There's a bit of a dead spot on center, but I like the weight of the steering in its different modes. It turns in quick, it feels precise, and I actually like the size of the steering wheel in my hands.
Visibility, I'm going to give kind of top marks. Yeah, I mean, it's a sedan, but it doesn't have one of those teeny tiny rear windows like a lot of them do, so it's just a little bit of a slit. This one I can actually see out of over my left shoulder, over my right shoulder. I have no problems, so visibility is great. You do get a fairly comprehensive driver assistance package, although you do have to purchase that in addition to your base price. It does come with driver assist, and it's a adaptive cruise control that you can use. I have said before that I think the VW Group's systems are becoming better and better and better. This one is terrific too. I think it's really inobtrusive. It doesn't bump you in between the lines. It's nice and smooth. You really don't notice it. Now, it does have Driver Assistant Plus, which is a hands-free system that you can use, but from what I can understand so far, and I've been trying to use this, I will confirm this with BMW, is you can only use it in traffic going 40 miles an hour or less. And as soon as you go over 40 miles an hour, it does tell you and remind you to put your hands back on the steering wheel. So It's quick. It also makes you have your eyes up. It's also very quick to notice if you're not paying attention. So other than just like you kind of sitting in your car, kind of like this, like I'm not 100% sure like why you would want to use it because you really can't do anything. But the technology is there. It's great. And we'll see what happens next. But I don't want anybody driving for me right now. I want to drive for myself.
The BMW 330i gets a starting price of $46,675. Get it with xDrive, which sends power to all four wheels, and that goes up to $48,675. The M340i, which gets more power and which the last time I reviewed it, I absolutely loved it, starts at $60,775. You add xDrive there, and it's a cool $62,775. From there, you can add packages, including the convenience package that adds remote engine start, a heated steering wheel, power tailgate, driving assistant, a parking assistant, and blind spot detection. Add the premium package instead, and you'll get all of those features plus the head-up display.
The M Sport package will cost you $2,550. But you know what else is going to cost you? If you don't subscribe to the Kelley Blue Book channel, you're not going to get all this amazing content. You're not going to see my face.
And this face, all of this guy, yeah!
You see what you're going to be missing? Click the button.
As driven, this car with its upgraded, mesmerizing Vegas red metallic paint. This is a great red, you guys. The black Vernasca leather seats with blue contrast trim. Per my previous comments, I'd actually like to see what the standard seats feel like, if that's any different. So I personally would not spend that cash. And you're adding other things like the $1,950 premium package. You're looking at closer to $56,000, $57,000.
Look, maybe it's a sign of the times, but in my estimation, that does not seem like a whole lot of money. And if I am a little warped, and that does sound like a lot of money to you, then rest assured, at least in my opinion, that for it, you are getting a whole lot of car. If you're ready to pull the trigger on the 330i from BMW or any other sports sedan, click on that link above and KBB can help you find a fair purchase price.
For the next model year, we're expecting an all-new BMW Neue Klasse. I probably butchered that, but it's going to be on the electric platform. For now, this gas-powered 330i is a thing of beauty, and it's big fun in a still relatively small package.
It looks great. It drives great, especially with that M Sport package. The interface on the operating system is more intuitive and easier to use, and it's more efficient. What could you possibly have to complain about? And then there's this paint color. Adios mio.